Sup Yu-Gi-Oh fans, oh that's spicy here. So today we're going to do an updated profile on our zombie deck. So we'll just get straight to it. First we got 3 Unizombies, basic, standard, gotta have, simple. Then we got your 3 Shiranui Solitaires. Again, you gotta have 3 of each of these cards. Now we've won 2 Mezukis, 1 Gozuki. A lot of people have different ratios on these two. This is the one I go with for this. So, we also got 2 Glow Up Blooms. Pretty good card. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Bloom helps you get everything, generally to a win condition, which is Ballad Rock. Then we got 2 Banshee, basically terraforming. And then 2 of our win con, 2 of Doom King, Ballad Rock. Also, for a little extender, we got 1 Vampire Fraulein at the end of that. Now, onto our tech choices. For monsters, we run 3 Danger Mothmans. Now, I like running Danger Mothman just because the Danger Engine is pretty handy, and Mothman just is a level 4 and dark, so it can help with our link plays and get into them XEs, and it's just a decent card to help swarm the field a little bit. As for hand traps, we got 3 Ash, Zombie Tuner, can't go wrong, and 3 Winter Cherries. This is a bit different. I found when I last played this deck, there was a little. I knew what was coming up. I knew that there was going to be a lot of Salamangreat great stuff. I knew strikers, so I went with cherries just to out, Sunlight Wolf and Kagari. So that is that for the monsters. So, onto the spells, which is quite easy. 3 of the main card of the deck, a Zombie World. Can't go wrong, best card. 4th version, it's terraforming. So, with that in mind, we got 6 ways of Zombie World, which is pretty handy. We also got 2 Called by the Grave for hand traps. Mostly I ran this because I knew there was going to be a lot of Salamangreat. So, if everyone's brought the structure deck, they got 3 Ash. Ash is easy to get now, so Called by the Grave, everyone's going to be rerunning it in the local scenes. So, that's what I went with. Then we got 2 Twins, just because Twin Twisters for zombies is very good, because you discard 1 card, target 2 Trail and Spat, 2 spell traps, destroy. Discarding is just handy for the zombie deck anyway, because you get stuff to the grave. Also, there's a few back row decks still lurking out there. 1 Foolish Burial, because it gets an easy, for zombies, this is basically card advantage. And then 1 Super Probably, just because we want to get to our Neversoul Dragon. Traps, we got the 1 Swallow Slash. Everyone likes to run a lot of these cards. I'm not too keen on it, just because I don't run a lot of Shiranuis in this deck. I mean, in the Shiranui deck, yeah, 3 every day, Now, for our Floodgate, 2 Rivalry Warlords. All depends what you're going up against. I find Rivalry is decent, but sometimes it can be a bit bricky. So I run 2, also because I run that Danger Mothman engine. I like to run 2 just because it sort of balances out what's going on. And my personal tech choice is my 2 Fiend Comedian. Fiend Comedian is just a helpful card. I mean, for a zombie deck, you toss it, you call it. If you get it right, the cards from your opponent's graveyard are removed from play. If you get it wrong, you send the equal number of cards from your deck to the graveyard. So zombies get your advantage in the grave, and say it's against strikers, you just banish all their spells. So I like Fiend Comedian. I think it's a very good choice for this deck. Now, the extra deck. This is where things are fun. I run 1 of the Dragon Necro Neversoul Dragon. That's our super party target. The reason we like running this is because with Zombie World, everything's zombie, and the requirement for Dragon Neversoul is 2 zombie monsters. So with Super Poly, use your opponent's monster, boom. It's basically Mega Fleet Dragon. Then the obvious 2 Vampire Suckers, the best link monster in the zombie deck. Just the drawing power she gives us, her and Baladrock together, brilliant. Little Nightmares, your Phoenix, your Cerberus, simples, can't really go wrong with that, and Link Garibo for Globe. Boom. Onto our synchros, we got Red Eyes Necro Dragon, Easy 7, comes up a little bit. Black Rose Dragon, basically nuke. Framelord Omega. I mean, it's a zombie deck. Why wouldn't you run this card? It's just so good. So basically with this one, during the main phase, it is a quick effect, so you can banish both this face-up card from the field and one random card your opponent controls face up until your next standby phase. Once returned during your opponent's standby phase, you can target one banished card, return it to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other card in the graveyard, shuffle both that card and this card from the graveyard into the deck. So it's just, this card is just insane. It just messes with so much stuff, and for us, it's just so beneficial because obviously things get banished quite easily when it comes to the zombie deck. So then we got one Blaze of Diabolic Dragons, just an easy, you know, tuner 8. So with this deck being full of tuners, it's quite easy to summon these synchros. Now we have our XC, so we got Abyss Dweller. It's our rank 4, pretty simple, pretty handy, and Zombie Steam. Now I like Zombie Steam because obviously it's a zombie, 2 Ballad Rocks basically. But what that is for us is, say you standby phase, your opponent's standby phase got a Ballad Rock out, your standby phase get Ballad Rock out. Problem with your standby phase one, it's in defense mode, so you can't do a lot with that. And if you go with the OTK 2800 or 45, you know, boom, easy. And then if it, you know, even if it stays in the field, next standby phase your opponent's, if you would detach one of the Ballad Rocks, get it back, handy. Now for the last bit of the extra deck is our Cherries target. So 1 Kagari, 1 Sunlight Wolf, and 1 Saryuja. I actually have used Saryuja outside of the Cherries target, and I've used it on its own. And the same with Wolf. You can actually summon Wolf with this deck quite easily because you got a couple fire types in this deck. Not that you would really use Wolf, but obviously you got Ash, which is fire, and also, where's it gone? Shiranui Solitaire is fire. So you do have access to Wolf if you really want. I mean, it's not really handy for us, apart from kind of getting like your hand traps back. Right, so that is that for the extra deck. Now on to the side deck that I have at the moment. So we got the 3rd Call by the Grave and the 3rd Twin Twisters. These are pretty much the spell cards of the side deck. Also 1 Ghost Meets Girl, Shiranui's Story. Again, I don't run a lot of Shiranui, so I'm not too keen on this card. That's why I've only got 1 of these in here. But I run it because what it basically is like a discard plus a 4th Solitaire, in a way. So it's handy to have, but I don't like it that much. Now, I also run the last Rivalry of Warlords, just in case, but also 3 Gozen Match. So, again, because Mothman is dark, he doesn't get affected by Gozen, so sometimes it's a better idea for me to run Gozen Match, but if I do that, then that's kind of a helpful way to play. The rest of the traps, we run 3 Strikes, just because this deck is a bit of a combo deck, so it can suffer from a few things. So I run 3 Strikes just because I can. Also 1 Judgment and 1 Warning. Just the Solemn package, the 5 Solemn cards, is just a good idea to have in your side deck. Also, I like to run 1 Armageddon Knight. This has come up. You know, there can only be 1, and then obviously Armageddon Knight being Warrior and Mothman being Insect, I think. It's quite handy. Plus he's dark, so even under my Gozen Match, it's pretty handy. And also the last Bloom, just in case. I have had a few occurrences where I really could do with the 3rd, but it's not there. Then I've had other times where I bricked on it and it's a bit of a thing. Also Ballad Rock. Last time I played this, I played Salamagrates, which I play them online, and I literally cherried Wolf and they rage quit every time. I mean, you can play through Wolf, like being cherried, but yeah, they rage quit every time. I also play Strikers. I lost that 2-1, but usually this deck's not really got a good Striker matchup, so it was kind of a bit surprising. I wouldn't say surprising. I was prepared for it. Kagari, cherried. And also, the deck is pretty decent in that regard. I played a lot of Salamander Great stuff. I mean, that is the sort of deck at the moment that everyone's playing. But yeah, so that is my zombie deck profile, which, what are we in now, March? So let's say that's my March zombie deck profile. So, if you like the content I produce on this channel, please feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload. Like the videos, comment on the videos, and as always, have a good day. And until next time, see ya. Peace.